Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Breakfast Show with SmartRobie. I'm your host, Martin Wong. As we look at the corporate headlines and also important news and events that happen to the global, we will bring it to you so you will stay updated. Now, of course, our first story for today, as well as some of the stocks insights that we have for you, and not forgetting Premium Alert with SmartRobie, you can always download a copy of SmartRobie from the Google Play Store and Apple Store. Absolutely free for the limited time only. And definitely right now, there is a special smart collaboration between UOB Kay Hian and Trade VSA. So check it out on our SmartRobie apps. So let's go on to our first story for today. Okay. Now, definitely what we have seen in our headline is the Malaysian competitiveness. Now, a lot has been said about our FDI been dwindling, but all instead, we has improved up to 27. We have always been this numbers 27, 29. I still remember far back a few years ago, we are about 30 plus. We are moving closer and closer to the market, as we can see. So before we move on to more stocks, now why is this important? Because this will tally a number of jobs that is created, which will improve the people who are employed or not employed. Okay, so this is why it's important to know that if you have more FDI coming in because of the competitiveness, then it's good for the country. I suppose it is. Then stock price will go higher. But let's look at what it is so important, because Malaysia is actually fighting among our neighbors. And who are our neighbors? Singapore, Thailand, Cambodia. And we are all attracting foreign investment coming. So having a better number is better. But why we have moved up is because some of our competitors actually dropped off because of the trade relationship and the US restriction that impact countries like Taiwan, Philippines, and South Korea. So in a way, we got better off in this case. Let's move on to the next story. Now, the next story also impact where I get many calls and people coming in, and they were asking, how is this going to be impacting what we have seen so far? Now, we have the second wave of virus which is coming right now, and people are kind of worried. How is this going to impact the stock market? Will it fall further? And what is the matter in here? So very important we have seen right now is the number of cases which is blowing up in US, and also the Beijing partial lockdown, which is trying to contain the COVID-19. So this has caused the market to tank a bit. Now, last night, the Dow closes just 170 points down. That is also due to 3 days of big up movement, and usually we get a down move. And last night with my members, we did do live trading, and we did have a bit of fun and learn something too about the US market. Having said that, the second wave, in my opinion, is something you should be concerned of. But I think with the hindsight of vaccine coming in, I think this should eventually be overcome. Okay. Now let's move on to our third story, right? Our third story is about Genting is back in business. Now, the optimism has raised back to what we've seen Genting, all right? So you can see this is a Genting chart. Is it time to get back to Genting? So let's type on Genting here. Okay, and we can see Genting. So what we have here is a live stock price. Let's look at Genting live stock price now. It's up 454, which is not bad. Of course, let's look at the trading plan. The trading plan in here is 495, which is the old high, or buying at a pullback. Now, pullback is at 440 and 454. So this is actually a good pullback price if you want to get in on Genting. Now, again, optimism is coming in. So this is the good trading plan inside. Let's look at the news too. Okay, news is negative. That's right, news is still negative because of the many cutting of workforce in here. But going forward, I think you want to buy when optimism is negative, and this is a good chance for you to go. And let's look at why. Because it's reopening after 3 months of shutdown, and first in its 55 years of history. Now let's go on to our next story in here. SCIB first quarter net profit. Now SCIB is a Sarawak consolidation industry. It actually tripled its profit to 4.3 million. Having said that, we can check with Robie. So let's type SCIB. Okay, let's look at the chart. Hit on a stock comment. Right, you can see this again on the right hand side of the chart. You can blow it up in here, and you will know the market actually accumulated and it's looking to go. There's nothing really exciting about the charts or whatever in here. It did have a green pentagon earlier on, you can see, but the market has muted up back. So the company do think that going forward, the profit jumped 51.8 million compared to 17.4 million in here. It is a small cap stock, as you can see. Let me just bring up here. Right. This all are from Robie, so you can pick it up and see from the Robie. You have 250 million small cap, and it's a 3-year cumulated growth of 44%. It is Sharia compliant shares in here, but the PE is still high. That's why it's not rated at all. Okay, so you know things do happen, right? So is this a good share to buy? In my opinion, something you can just put it in your backdrop unless you know more about the company, right? There are better shares. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Our next story that we have is gaming. That's right, the gaming. Though we have the casino are back. The number forecasting 4 digit are also back. So let's look at Magnum here. Okay, Magnum is in the limelight, and let's see where is Magnum. We want to look at the stock price for start. It's down slightly minus 0.5 because I think it went up previously. Yes, it's been going up in a nice uptrend. You can see on your right hand side. Did had a green pentagon, but because of the sell-off, but did recover. And it does look good. Now, one of the, they believe the analysts from the UOB Kay said the ticket sales are still intact from this news inside there, and you can plan your entry. And also, they noticed with Cambodia, the number forecasting outlet, they also thrive, increase of 20 to 30%. So they do think that all things finally will go up. But again, for our Muslim fan, Magnum is not. Let's look at the fundamental for Magnum. Right, the fundamental for Magnum is 1 out of 8. It gives, but it does give a dividend play, which is a 6% dividend. Some of you who are looking for dividend yield, this is definitely something you want to look at, right? A good dividend yield. It's not undervalued, that's for sure. Okay, a good dividend yield coming to it. Chart wise, yeah, we are here. You can see we just talked about this just now. And you can plan your trading plan. Just click on trading plan here, right? And there you go. Buy at $2.40 as it go higher, and you can hold it from 5 days to 2 weeks. Okay, if this market go higher. Now let's look at the next one. Story that we have here is Malaysia Cement. Now the property sectors has come in, and also construction sector has come into play because of the Penjana stimulus that we see. So a lot of these news are coming back. But having said that, many of them are, are projecting losses for the financial year of 2020. In this case, Malaysia Cement is about 253 million and only be profitable in FY21, which means 2021. That's still a long way. So as such, Robie rated it 1 out of 8. Okay, 1 out of 8 is not really that good, not so much of that, and it's actually in a negative territory. So something that not to be very excited about, but it's good to know a lot of these are really beaten down. Let's look at Malaysia Cement. Having said that, right? And let's look at the stock chart. Okay, now we can see stock chart has really recovered way back from 5th of April that you see on the right side in here. We did have the red pentagon is breaking down in here. If you like Malaysia Cement, you can plan an entry in. Else, there's something else we can look at the premium alert after this. Okay, let's go on to our next story. Okay, the next story is Success Transformer, where it was picked up by CIB SGS on this report about a weaker quarter. Again, still rated 1 out of 8. Okay, rated 2 out of 8. Okay, rated 2 out of 8 in here. And wow, it pays a 10% dividend. Wow, for small cap stocks, is it? All right, and return of equity is 3. So generally, sometimes I do find suspicion in companies that pay high dividend or one time off big dividend, but the profitability remains to be a thing. Because if you believe in value investing, and Warren Buffett saying a lot of the retained earnings should go back into plowing back of the operation of the company to make it more profitable. So that's why we want to always want to prop up the return on equity. In this case, it's only 3. That's why it is rated 2 out of 8. No doubt dividend is good. Okay, let's look at SCIB right now and look at the stock charts. Right, and stock charts, again, not that excited in here. All right, so let's move on to our next story that we have, more on SCOMNET. Okay, SCOMNET, I think, is one of the big gainers, partly because of medical devices. As I said before in some of my previous talk, any company that comes out with going into COVID-19 pandemic business, like PPE, ventilators, all will shoot up one. We have K1, we have Pentamasters, we have Ocean Cash, of course not forgetting all the rubber glove, right? So that is why if you look at SCOMNET, let's look at it, type super, okay, C-O-M, SCOMNET, right? And you notice this stock price today is also up, 30% limit up also because of this news. But having said that, looking at the charts, that's why it's important to look at the chart. When did it first begin? It first began, and if you have Robie or you have Trade VSA chart, right, and in April, right, that is where you come and you can see there were a lot of cluster of closers before making now. So right now it's more of taking profit. It's not the time to buy right now. Now that is why it's important to have a buy and sell signal on Robie marked down by the Pentagon system. So go over to the tradevsa.com website and check it out in here. Now let's also look at last night. We have seen the Dow close about 107. This is a nice pullback, a little corrections that you can see. I do think the KLSE now, right now, will be also in a bit of pullback. Let's go back to the KLSE market now. Right now it is down, wow, down 1%, right? As the Dow Jones retracted, this also retracted. It still remains to be bullish, but having said that, the red Pentagon is already out, and I believe our reader and our member who are first time listening in here, this is red Pentagon. Be careful, a lot of stocks may turn. Right, no doubt we have talked about some of the outlook painting a very rosy position, but it's very important. It's just like when you're driving, the fuel indicator is turning empty. Right, fuel indicator turning empty, what must you do? Yeah, you got to stop, right, and maybe pump petrol. So just don't keep on driving. So treat Pentagon Guided as an early warning system that you start taking profit and come back in again. That way you always stay protected. All right, okay, good. Now let's move on to the next, let's talk about premium alert. Okay, now this morning, before that, let's review some of the premium alert that we had. When we started on Tuesday, we have Komark, which we talked about it. Okay, and Komark actually went up. Right, it's down today 4%, but if you look at the chart wise, because of profit taking right now, when it first picked it up on Tuesday, the market went higher up to 35 cents. So that was possibility at least a 5% return in here. Then there was another one, Sernkou, okay, that we picked it up on also on the premium alert. Right, stock price today is definitely profit taking, a 4% profit taking, but chart wise, when you pick it up, that was good. You can see chalk, right? Very similar play, right, to what we saw in SCOMNET, right? This stock price, again, somewhere in April, the market started to move up. What do Sernkou do? I would never know. So I just click stock fundamental, right? It is in consumer services, 2 out of 8, okay? It doesn't pay any dividend. Let's go over to the website and you sort of know what we are buying, you know, even though it's a short term. Okay, Sernkou Resources, furniture, no wonder. You all heard about the federal furniture, right? Federal holdings, right? Where we have MBL, Mua Bandung, MBL wanted to buy federal, and that stock price seems to go up. So this is it. So this is a returning of all the furniture. Then you can also look at home REITs. One of the furniture player in there, right? Maybe we'll do that on another session here. Let's look at the premium alert for this morning in here. So, oh yes, don't forget DNO, all right, which we picked yesterday. DNO, right, for the premium alert. So you can actually go and pick up all this DNO. Today, this morning was up slightly. Let's look at the stock price chart. Okay, it's holding up despite the 1% drop that we see in the market. Okay, you can see a very nice premium alert put it, and we have confirmed no supply. Members, okay, our trade BSA will probably know what is the confirmed no supply is all about. It's a very powerful stocks you can see here, right? The test and the CNS, it's overlapping, and this one is going to move up. Okay, so this is just temporary pause, but once the market move, it's going to be moving up very, very quick. So we done the review of those stocks that we have. Let's look at what we have today for the premium alert. Okay, wow, we have a couple in here, DNONCE, nitely, we have Harbor, MSM. Earlier on, I found there was quite one early on. Now remember, the premium alert has new stock idea every 30 minutes. So I checked one early before this, was around 9 something. There was one that came out that I like it, is Dpharma, right? Which do have some news about going into this post-COVID pandemic businesses, what we call. So you can check out Dpharma. Yeah, it's holding up $1.70. That is one of the premium alert that I like. You can see in here, nice base holding up in here. Green Pentagon. Oh, Green Pentagon already come out yesterday. You can see, right? Green Pentagon. Okay, let me just move it to the side here. You can't see, but just open up your SmartRobie, you can see. So Dpharma is a good stock. I think you can go in today, but if you want to follow closely, you can use the trading plan and go into 180 or 167. And what's the stock price now? 167, which is 170. So Dpharma, do your thing, ladies and gentlemen. A good one. Okay, next one. We saw this. SAM Engineering came out at $6. MSM, Harbor, DNONCE. Let's look at DNONCE, D7114. Okay. Okay, let's try one more time. Okay. So let's look at the stock price. Wow, this one gone up by 10%. But never mind, let's look at the stock chart. Now to look at the stock chart on the real time, you can click on Trading View. Okay. And that will take you to a real-time chart. So we will follow DNONCE, hit this. Okay. It's okay, let's go here. Just wait for the screen to load. That's right, here we come. Okay, you can see this is the noise on 1 hour chart. Okay, this morning the market went up and it's nice pullback here, but if you look from a daily chart, whoa, a long upthrust. You can see, right, on a longer term it has a nice breakout. The noise, what do they do? Okay, and let's look at the stock fundamental in here. And wow, PE very high. So this one is pure trading. I think this is more got to do with a lot of the technology one, the noise tech. Okay, they do trading stock since in electrical tapes, engineering. Okay, you can read all about it in the tech, but definitely this is one of the stocks. I also like it. It's a nice pullback in here. It's likely to show a beginning of an up move for DNONCE, which is now the pullback. So we have picked 2 stocks for our premium alert this morning, Dpharma and DNONCE. Okay, DNONCE. Okay, now for our final story of the day, it's something that I talked about yesterday, which sort of continue where we have about people who are underprivileged or unskilled, not raising enough money. Now, a good statistics that was brought up by EPF emphasizing that these people must learn how to save money, or at least learning a new skill to invest and trade. Now, if you look at this, is the latest from the EPF. Some of you may know, almost that is 26%, right? People who have less than $6,000. That's right. 26 or 38% if you look in here. 38% of the active EPF have less than 6,000 in account too. So that is alarming in here. But I do think this number somehow can be misled, because there are some people who just don't declare. They just contribute a little bit on EPF. I do know one of the guy who come and fix my house, small things like fixture or furniture, right? Yeah, he does contribute a bit of EPF, but I see that it's quite doing well too. So I think more importantly is the message, right? We need to have more than one income. And that's why it's important to learn about a new skill, whether it is, driving a Grab car, right? Delivering some food, learning to do some coding, for example, that will help you to improve and help your family too. So for those of you who strive to learn more, right, for the first time, you can come to our Bursa Saham Talk, which is a Japanese candlestick pertemuan antara Mahaguru candlestick versus analysis volume. So this is an opportunity for you to see how we plot our charts. You see the charts that you see, not this one, right? Let me just turn this off. The one that you see, this one in here, to know about the secrets behind how we build those charts using volume spread. It will be this Saturday, 2 to 4 p.m. and there's a link code you can sign up there. All right, so you can take a picture of this one, all right, or you can go over to Trade VSA website and get more information, or simply on the bottom side there's a number there, 010-266-97, and WhatsApp to get more information about this or register. And not forgetting, and some of you who are listening for the first time, if you are listening for the first time, you can type 1 and become part of our 4,000 and growing Telegram follower, and not to miss out all the local insights and things we talk about, Premium Alert, Pentagon, and much more in there. So I leave you today in good spirit. Enjoy the rest of the working day, like I do enjoy talking in the SmartRobie Daily Breakfast Show. This is Martin Wong here, signing off, and I'll see you tomorrow morning with another story, another highlight that will change how we see the market and many opportunities with you. Thank you for watching.